It's a bit dark for filming this sort of stuff, but hopefully you can see the loveliness that is my beautiful refurbished wheels, and now with quality where are we, Dunlop tyres. I went for them because the premium tyres are super expensive, and Dunlop is probably the lower end of the premium range, and I avoided all of the mid-range and ditch finder stuff because I've never, and I say this like this is a bit of a joke really, never driven an SD1 on the 14-inch wheels. I've only ever had Vitesse wheels or larger on my SD1s, so it'll be quite interesting to see what the sidewall feels like on these, because you know, my daily and most of the other cars I've had have always had lowish profile tyres, so that'll be quite interesting. Not a lot else to report. I had intended to do loads of stuff at the NEC show because I'll be there for 3 days, twiddling my thumbs probably, but the logistics of getting stuff organised and putting things in boxes and having all the right things in the right order, it's killing me, and I haven't really got time. So I'm probably going to try and find some front lights and the front grille and stuff, because that should be reasonably easy. But it's just silly things like I want the best. So these are the right little chrome type screws with the little rubber seals. You also need the right seal between the indicator unit and the bodywork, and then the lens and the housing. And it's just fiddling around finding all of that stuff. It's taking forever. So it's a pain. So yeah, basically it may not be a particularly prepared car at the show, and it probably won't progress much as the weekend goes on, if at all, to be honest. I probably won't do anything other than stand around, chat cars and wander around and buy tools which I probably don't need to buy and waste money. That's a bit weird. This unit, the little rubber seals are between the plastic and the housing, whereas on all the other ones it's on the outboard side on the lens in there. So which is correct, I don't know. I will have to go and do some checking. Okay, I've stopped being a whining little bitch and decided to man the hell up and try and find more things to do. Ignore that bonnet, that is for the car that I'm taking up to the body shop, which I might or might not tell you about, but it isn't that one. What have I got? I have got some headlamp eyebrow chromes in that jar. It's not Skippy chocolate, chocolate, what the fuck is wrong with me? I'm tired, that's what's wrong with me. It's not peanut butter, it is the little buffers for the tailgate, so I can set the height of them. These are all the little clips to hold the bonnet eyebrow trims on. That is a bonnet height adjuster rubber. I only have one, so I'm gonna have to try and find another one or buy one from Rimmer Brothers. Couple of brand new bulbs for these cluster lights. I found all the screws, the rubbers and the gaskets, so I can take those into the house and clean them up. That is the rubber gasket for the underside of the bonnet. This is the intake grille with the correct plastic nuts and washers, not metal. And here we have something that I'm very pleased to have. I was saving this especially for the diesel, and I was going to put it on sort of at the end of the project to sort of christen it, but I think I'll take the opportunity to christen it at the show with its nice new face and bonnet badge. So I'm not sure if it'll have headlights at the moment because I'm not happy with some of the bracketry. It's all a bit crusty, so it might just end up with its bonnet badge, its indicators, but no eyes as it were. But that, yeah, that's the original Rover SD1 bonnet badge, never used, which is, it's getting increasingly hard to find them, and when they do come up people want like 60 quid for them, which, you know, some cars that's not a lot to pay for a bonnet badge, but when all these things add up it does end up costing you an arm and a leg. But you know, I think it's worth it for the cars. I don't want to spend 60-70 quid on a bonnet badge every time, but I guess for some of the projects I do, it will be worth it. So I'm going to take these units into the house, clean them up, The reflectors are really good, so once they're cleaned they should look lovely indeed. It's quite dark, it's quite cold, and I haven't even got a shirt on for some reason. I don't know why. I think I'm a bit mad. I've stripped down the light units. They are going to soak because there's a lot of aged crapped in dirt there to soak before I can clean them up nicely. Then I'll put some Bratto around the edges and get them really shiny. I also need to find oh no, I don't. That's for a Series 1 car. I was thinking I needed to find the little rubber grommets that go through the front wings that these slide into, but of course it doesn't have it because it's a Series 2. I'm thinking of Series 1s. I've also found the correct little wing nuts. Not wing nuts, but you know, nuts with a captive washer to go on there. So that's good. So, and I've found all the gaskets I need as well. So at least that job will be done. Right, one unit assembled and polished up with a bit of Brasso, so it looks nice. They do look a little bit dull, so in the future I might look to get some brighter orange new ones if I can find them. And then well deserved kebab. That is, I think I'm going to need a bigger plate, but doner and chicken sheesh with chili sauce and chips. Oh yes. Smile. It has been an extraordinarily long day that involved not only collecting the car and bringing it here, and I made it by like 15 minutes. They closed at 7. I didn't realise that. I collected that about 4:30, I think. Bit of faffing around, got it here. Neil's avocado car is looking resplendent in its 70s-ness, and then the sinister dark polluting diesel behind. But MPR have smashed it out. I can't believe they've done that to that quality in that time, so massive thank you. Tomorrow I'm going to fit the new wheels and just sit around and do nothing. It did get very wet and grubby, so there might be some polishing involved, but I'm scared to touch the paint because it's that fresh. And also thank you to Connor, who I've met before, but he just helped me push it around because we could back the trailer into there and then had to push it this last bit. We've got a bit of a weird stand tucked away, but we are near food and toilets, so that's a bonus. Anyway, I'm going to my hotel now. Premier Inn awaits. See you later. I did hardly any filming yesterday because it was a very long and tiring day involving moving lots of cars, trailering, a video conference for work in the middle of the day, more trailering, moving cars to get here, and I got here 15 minutes to spare, 6:45 before they shut the roller door, so I only just made it. But the car is here. It's did get dragged through the rain for about an hour and a bit last night, so there's lots of crap on it, but it is just crap. It needs a good clean. In the car we have the sunroof panel, the front spoiler, a box of bits. I've got my new wheels and tyres, a few bits and pieces I did gather, so I'm gonna shove the wheels on and probably go up and try and find some polish or something. I brought a bucket of bits and pieces, but I'm a bit paranoid that what I've got might scratch the fresh paint, so I don't know, I might have to be super gentle with it. Wheels and tyres are on. It already looks better because those Vitesse wheels have got totally the wrong size tyre on them, so it made it look really gappy. I am now going to apply some instant tyre dressing. Won't that be fun? These shows are good and I do like them, but it's a lot of, you know, effort, I guess, goes into bringing cars, making them look pretty, spending money on them to bring them. but it's worth it, I think. What else would I be doing? Drinking and watching TV. Matt from Furious Driving is just doing a little feature on the two cars, because it is quite unusual having two SD1s on a stand and neither one of them being V8s. So of course Neil's 2.6 straight 6 and my 2.4 diesel, a bit unusual. The show's been open for a couple of hours and I've already had a result. A guy came out of the darkness like a ninja and gave me this. I didn't catch his name, I shook his hand I think, and then he wandered off. But anyway, mystery man, oh I won't put that on there in case it scratches it, but this is super cool. This is a Z-Bart brochure from the period when Rovers liked to rust, so Z-Bart were very popular, and it goes through the facts and the process and has some really cool pictures in it, some like drawing ones, but also I just want to show you this because it's cool. Check the sunroof. It's a red Webasto, which I've never seen before. And best of all, in the back somewhere, police car. So thank you very much, mystery man. That's very much appreciated. I might donate this to the club who can find a fitting owner who has a Series 1 with Z-Bart on it. So it will go to a good home. So thank you very much indeed. What a day. I've hardly had a chance to do anything really. Not that I was planning on it, but I haven't really wandered off from this area, and I don't mean the toilets, I mean just like this end of this hall. So later on I'll wander off and go and look around the automobilia bit, but I just wanted to show this. I love this thing. I just think it's a unbelievably cool vehicle. It's like a massive pillarless coupe SUV. I mean, to have that double roof, I don't know, what age is this one? 2002. So it's 21 years old. And you just wouldn't know it wasn't a concept car new this year. If that was electric, that would be a bestseller now. I just think it's an unbelievably cool vehicle. I would very much like one. Yeah, I might do some more filming later. I'm going to do something constructive that I've been looking forward to and also not looking forward to at the same time. Basically, I was not very careful masking this off when I was working on the car, so there's all sorts of overspray and crap, so I really want to make a start cleaning this up. So varying degrees of aggressiveness, some brake cleaner, that hopefully so I don't damage it, and that stuff, and a toothbrush and a thing. So I'm just going to give it a go and see what comes off and what stays on. As I was slightly concerned, that's brake cleaner and a bit of vinyl cleaner, and it's achieved sweet fuck all. So I need something a little bit more aggressive. That is etch primer, unfortunately, and it has etched itself to the dash. So I'm a moron, I should have masked it up. I knew that and I still didn't do it. Never mind. Uncle Neil to the rescue. He has provided me with some standard thinners, and that has worked magic. I don't know whether that shows up. It's so shiny now. Basically all of the overspray is off. It's basically, it's quite difficult to show you this because it's now very shiny and very reflective, but if you compare, it's coming up perfect. So now I'm not worrying about it anymore. I've been saving this for a while. This is my lovely Bonnet badge. It is a sticky back plastic one, so hopefully if those holes are still, yes they are still big enough. Good, right, okay. Let's get that plastic off there. We have Rover badge. Not quite finished, but you know, every little bit of the jigsaw puzzle. Next, I have my jar of Skippy peanut butter and Bonnet eyebrow catches to go in here, and then I can fit my eyebrows. We're just getting ready to move the cars a bit so that we can get JJ's red Vitesse in the middle. So we'll basically move this forward and back a bit at an angle, same with that one, and then red Vitesse in the middle. Like a proper helmet, I left my side lights on, and my jump pack is too feeble to start the car, but thankfully Uncle Neil has got a van with some jumper cables, so we will be okay. But it has actually started raining again. It is the morning of Saturday, second day of the show. I didn't do much filming at all yesterday. I just ponced around doing a few things. I fitted the little plastic brackets for the headlight eyebrows, but I left those in the car, so I might fit them later. Dashboard looks amazing. Really relieved and happy that that's come up, because there was a concern that I'd ruined it and I wouldn't be able to find another one. We are in the Rovery section, so Rover 200 and 400 clubs. Well, that side is Rover 200, 400. You've got the BRMs, Coupe Club, Rover Sports Register. There isn't a 75 club here, which is a shame because I like looking at the 75s. This car I think I showed previously when I went to the, what was it? Roverfest. It's a Leyland P76, so this is what Australia got. It's basically massive. If you think about Holden Commodores and Ford Falcons and stuff like that, this was to compete with that level of car, and it's got a 4.4 litre, I think, scaled up Rover V8 engine, so it's just like a Rover V8 but bigger. Cool car. This bit over here is the Dream Ride Sporting Bears, so I think you pay a ticket or you win a raffle or whatever. Yeah, you make money for charity by driving people around in your classic cars. So it's quite cool because being this close you can see and hear the cars actually moving around, whereas all the static displays you never really get to hear them and see them moving about. So it just adds an additional dimension. If you do ever come to one of these shows, wait outside on the closing down day when everyone's driving off. I might actually do that because I've got to wait ages to get the trailer in to collect my car. Here you can see a P6 and how it has a steel unibody underneath, and then all of the aluminium panels, including the roof skin, bolt on. So that's why P6s don't very often look rusty from the outside. It's because these are aluminium. But what they bolt to can rust, as you will see on the Classic Britain channel with Sheldon. In fact, Sheldon came over yesterday to come and say hello, telling me about his various SD1 projects, and he's just bought a new old stock SD1 shell for peanuts, and he might reshell his yellow one, which will be interesting to see if he does it. We have Audi 100, I think. I remember these. I remember climbing into one on a stack of other cars in a scrapyard in Romney Marsh in Kent, and then it started to fall off with me in it, which was super fun. But they did a 200T, which was really fast, and in some of the press reports from the time, they were doing group tests with that, the BMW 528 and the SD1, because they're all sort of marketed as executive cars with decent performance levels. People do actually work at this show, which is nice to see. Oh, I like these. Some of these had the aero pack, so as it accelerates, the spoilers extend at different speeds, which for the time, yeah, that one's got it, was quite jammy. I'm just wandering around really. This is the furthest I've ventured since I've been here. I've just been on the stand chatting away, but later on today I want to go up and find some bits and pieces in the Automobilia section, which is up in the other hall somewhere. Right, I better go get a coffee, get back to the stand, clean the car a bit more, and generally be available. Just spotted this lovely Maestro van. Has it got the brown velour? No, it hasn't. It's got grey velour. There was another one which was real dirty poverty spec with brown vinyl. But yeah, that's... maybe they're not out of this car. I don't recognise that from Moistro vans. How cool is that? That's super lovely. Metros. Oh, cool. Looks like a Scale Electrics car. Mighty Metro. It purported to be a 6R4, but I'm not sure that it is, so I'll have to go and have a look later when I've got more time. These are the eyebrow trims. You have to get these to clip onto those plastic pegs, and I've just been polishing them up with a bit of Brasso. And then slide these spacers so that they don't interfere with the pegs. I need a gap there for that one. I need that moved over here. And then I need to clip it on without scratching my paint. Can I do it one-handed? Oh, cock. Oops. Yeah, this might be a two-handed job. Have a bit more of its face on. What it's revealed is I need to lower the bonnet quite a lot because it's about 5mm too high. It fits with the body, but basically the whole bonnet wants to come forward and down. It's a little bit long up here as well, so I'll do that before it gets too much busier. These Series 2 bonnets, you can loosen them here and on here. So yeah, cheers. Been playing with the bonnet adjustment and I can't quite get it right, so I've got it far forward so it fits there, and I've adjusted the buffer so it's the right height. But down here, if I drop it any more, I mean, I can get that looking reasonably straight, but you'll see the problem. If you look from down here, it looks high, but as you look along the car, it's low here, so it's like the whole bonnet needs to be bent over a bit of wood about there so that I can bring the front down and leave that high. So I'm kind of chasing my tail, and I think I might have to just face the fact that I doubt I'm going to get it much better than that. What is also going to ruin things at a later stage is I've still got my little gas rams to go in between here and here, and that can cause these Series 2 bonnets to flex slightly. So I'm going to leave it there for the moment. It might be that later on I have to get a bit medieval on it and actually bend the panel, which ideally I'd have done before the car got painted, but I am going to have to try. But for the moment, I'm reasonably happy. I mean, if you look at this one, that's how it should be. In fact, that one's a little bit wonky donkey. Not bad, but I actually did the wings on this car a while ago. Bonnet still needs to go that way, and the bonnet, me and Neil were messing around with this one. It's pretty damn good, but probably wants a tiny tweak. The benefit of this car is, of course, it's dark blue, so I notice this stuff, but really doesn't stand out a mile. I might have found another way of doing it. If I've just backed these screws off that hold the indicator units, and I can move the whole unit up slightly, so I can kind of trick the eye. What I might need to do is put a piece of rubber or something, I don't know whether that's showing, but basically I can move that in and out to move that up and down. It's twisting the whole unit, but that is the key body line really. I've just done the same this side and got a pretty good result as well. So we've got a couple of mil to go, so I'm going to leave the bonnet where it is now, and then probably play with the lights to move them up, and it'll just be a little bit of fiddling every now and again. This bonnet obviously was never on this car. It's probably been it's never been on a car, so it's probably been stacked in other bonnets, and it's probably not its original shape. It might alter over time, I don't know, it might settle, go back, or I might just have to, as I say, put a piece of wood under it, slam the bonnet and bend it. Well, I have had a most excellent morning. I've met a hell of a lot of people who've come and said some very nice things about the car and who are fans of the YouTube channel, and all that feedback is very much appreciated, so thank you if you took the time to come and say hello. And if you did come over and you didn't find me, or I was busy chatting to someone, then sorry. It's like, I don't know, it's I don't know, getting a sore throat now just chatting to so many people, but I'm having a great time. And I was also fleetingly on Ian Hubnut's live stream, I believe, so I did try my hardest not to swear, and I think I managed it. So yeah, this is cool. Yeah, I'd not been up this way at all, so this is the pride of ownership bit. I don't know how you qualify, but I've noticed that every year the standard of the cars just gets better and better and better. Oh, look at that Metro. It's got the GTA turbo lattice wheels, but it looks like a poverty spec one. I might have to come and perv on that later. Basically, while I'm not chatting to people, I decided to actually try and get up to the tools and materials bit, because I want to see if I can buy my sound dead. Oh look, 560 SEC, or is that a 500? This, I nearly bought one of these. That is a cool car. Yeah, it's a 560. This is my dream car. If I had 20 grand to blow on another car, I'd either have that, an M3, or a XKR supercharger V8 one. Right, yeah, I'm going to stop chatting, put the phone down so I don't look really self-conscious like a weirdo, and go buy some sound insulation stuff if I can find it. I stopped on my quest because I really like this. Love a brown vinyl with white body, and I really like Granadas, and particularly manual ones. So it's badged as a 2300, so it's the smaller V6. But it's a pre-facelift Mark II, I think you call it. I just think that is badass. So yeah, it's super clean and a fantastic spec in terms of colour combination and vinyl-y goodness. This is for all of those people who were bitching and moaning about me not cleaning the moss off that car, the green Triton V8S. This is the barn find section, the Footman James barn find section. The idea was that if Midland Performance Retro couldn't finish the diesel in time to take the pressure off them, the idea was that I would just bring the green car and then put it on the SD1 stand, much like these cars. So some of these, I mean, they dribble straw on them to make them look like they've been barn finds. I mean, I'm sure they are. That green looks original barn find shite, but it would have been cool to bring the Triton green car and just dump it on the SD1 stand with all of the mould, the moss, the grot, the flat tyres, exactly as I found it, because it is interesting to people to, it's kind of not romantic, but the idea that something so fetid and horrible will go back to once being on the road again. So people like that, and that's what the plan was, and that's why I didn't pick it off, and that's why I didn't clean the car. I just did the inside. But now that the diesel is done, I'll clean the green one, and then all of you and me with the same sort of levels of OCD and, I don't know, hankering for nice shiny things, will be satisfied, hopefully. In other news, I've bought some full insulation stuff, some track control arms and some rear wheel cylinders. 60 quid for a pair of Quentin Hazel track control arms with the foam original bushings and everything. Although I don't use those, they're still nice to have. So yeah, I'm going to head back to the stand, get a coffee and sit down for a while, I think. Here is another car that I hankered after. You might know I love my Vauxhall Senators, Omegas, Coltons, but the Monza GTE, what a machine. From a period where Vauxhall was still making some really cool rear-wheel drive cars with quite complex rear suspension, and it's just got a brilliant silhouette. Nice car that, or will be when it's done. Yeah, I would have, well, I could easily have done a Senator or a Monza, but once you've hit a critical mass of knowledge and spare parts that you've hoarded, you kind of stick with the same car. So, I don't know, maybe one day I'll do something else. Jesus Christ, look how much dynamite is in that. That must have cost a lot. Another car you don't see anymore, and yet I loved my little Matchbox or Corgi version of it. Can't remember which brand, but you forget how futuristic that is. A-Reg, so that's 1982-83, and elevated ride height, plastic bumpers, plastic side trim, and kind of a, I guess you would start to call it like a MPV type layout. But what a machine. I'll show you the back as well because they are cool. Then over here we have the Pantera. I think, is it a Pantera? Matra Mura, sorry, no, not a D Tommaso Pantera. But it has the weird seat layout. So you have driver's seat, then you have your centre seat and your offside seat. So the rumour is you have it for your French wife and your French lover, so you can take them both with you. This is cool. This is a streetwise, but somebody's put a 1.8 BBC K series in it. So what a brilliant little car. And it's quite a cool colour, almost like opaline green, but not quite. Yeah, I like that. It's the end of Saturday. I just didn't plan this, but look, I could get some more signs for my garage. It's more fun just picking up from car accident scenes, rangy lights or Rollses. Yeah, everyone seems to be packing up and going home. I've sprinted up here to buy earplugs because me and Spitfire Trading are sharing a room at the Premier Inn and we both snore. So, yeah, it's like a married couple. I really do need to come back up here and have a good furtle through all of these stands because I kind of like sprinted around them. Yeah, I'll go this way because I went that way earlier. Well, I think I've done this bit as well. Anyway, I will probably upload some of this tonight in my like Premier Inn. Oh, now that is cool. Moonstone blue. Very nice. Yeah, if I can get my Premier Inn Wi-Fi to upload, then I will upload this video. Right, on to bed. See you later. Kind of wish I was doing a live stream because I'm in here just after 8 on the Sunday morning and it's super quiet. So literally you could say, oh, can I go and look at that Bubble 200 please in Old English white, and we would go and look at it. That's the colour of my first Rover 200. I loved it. Oh, why did I nearly walk away from that? That's cool. They always had nice interiors. We have really, really nice 827 SI. That trim I've never seen. I don't think those are they Rover seats? Never seen that trim in one of them. I've only ever seen grey. Messerschmitts, Maestros, more Maestros, Montego, Maestro vans. Thought I'd come and have a look at this. That's old school hot rod. Roof chop Viva V8. So it's got Escort lights on Escort front end. That's cool. Trabant. More cars. Anyway, you get the idea. I'll leave the walk around videos to other people because I'm not very good at them. Well, I was going to shut up, but I've just seen something that I've not seen before. A TR7 shooting brake. That's weird. So it's a Crayford conversion. Crayford, I know the name from doing convertibles most of the time, chopping roofs off Cortinas and things. Kind of funky. It's like the Inspector Gadget car, you know, in the beginning of the cartoon when its whole body shape changes from a little sports car to an estate. Quite like it. There you go. Sports Estate Market, Crayford Engineering, 1978. Only one built. Wow. That's funky. Funky, funky. Again, I find myself wanting to show you this stuff. This is a Cutaway Rolls Royce. Quite extensively Cutaway. But look at these solenoids. Well, that's your central locking thing. It's like a bloody railgun. Bang! And look at the window motor. God, these things must weigh a ton. All of that is like 1.5, 2 mil. Wow. Yeah, they really didn't skimp on some of this stuff, did they? I mean, that's bigger than, you know, motors you get on windscreen wipers of most cars. Silver Shadow 2, 1974. Look at that aerial, man alive. Crumbs. I didn't make it up to here yesterday. We're in the posh bit. I don't usually go in the posh bit anywhere, but this is kind of cool. Slicks, Airborne, an E30. I had around 30 of these, maybe even more between myself and my friend. It's got an M52 swap, hydraulic handbrake. Yeah, non-sunroof shell as well. Shame it's got 4 doors. E-type. So I think that bit over there is the auction. Yeah, it's CTA auctions. This is where we would come and spend our lottery winnings. Unfortunately, this is where we'll come and then walk away slightly deflated and depressed. Oh well. Oh wow, look at that. That's cool. Is that a rapier? What a colour. Oh, Sunbeam Stiletto. Funky thing. XKR, an 820 Vitesse, an earlier one. Oh look, Mark II Transit, that's cool. Minis, Mustangs, E46. Oh, Shelby, or what looks like a Shelby. I don't think it is a Shelby. Oh, it says it is, but I didn't think you got white, blue with a red interior, but maybe you did. Dearie me. And that's the end of the show. I didn't do much filming today, but you missed the crescendo of horns at the end, which is just really, really annoying. I'm going to load up as soon as I can get the trailer in here and then scuttle off back to Kent. But it might be a while because you've got to wait for all the other cars to leave first and then go get the trailer, drive the trailer in, winch the car up, put the ratchet straps on. Ugh. Pain in the bum.
them fucking look really weird, don't they, them backs? Rover friend!
Well, it's taken a while and this place has got very much more smoky, but I've collected the trailer, I've got back in, and now I'm going to winch the car up and toddle off home. I might have said that about 45 minutes ago when I was talking about going home, but it has taken rather a long time. So I need some gloves, need my winch, and then winchy drivey homey. I got home last night and did a quick video, I think. Can't remember now, but anyway, it occurred to me when I got up this morning and looked at how stunning the car looks in daylight that I'd never actually done a walk around video of all the hard work that the body shop did, which is really stupid and kind of unforgivable. Mike did come over on Sunday and had a look, but literally, bearing in mind that they want to take it back and just finish off a few things that they didn't have a chance to do because I gave them such a impossible deadline. I didn't really give them an impossible deadline, but you know, they like a challenge. But this bonnet had a crease there, a buckle over there, and now it is basically glass flat smooth. I've adjusted it and I might need to adjust it again because I think it's opened up there a tiny bit, but I'm basically super happy with the panel fit. There's a couple of ripples in this door which they're going to get out when they get the car back again. All the dents in the roof, you cannot see any of them, they're all gone. This door is cable tied in because I forgot to post up Dave the striker plate, so that's all good. But they've sorted all of the, you know, that they put filler in that where I'd cut and sectioned pieces. They've sorted the big dent in here, which I think you might remember me trying to repair. The boot floor, I didn't even expect them to do that, but Dave put filler in the top side of my boot floor where I'd addressed issues. They've fixed a dent in here somewhere. This tailgate, I don't think I ever showed you, but it had holes through it. They've fixed that. You really wouldn't know this car had had so much work done to it, and that's not just my amazing skills, it is Dave, Ty, Mike and Joe's hard work. They rubbed down all of the welds in here that I'd left. That looks amazing because obviously I joined it through here, so it was cut and joined through there. You just wouldn't know any of these things, so I'm over the moon and I just love the colour. The more I look at this car, the more I think more cars should have been painted in the dark blues. Right, I am now going to move cars around, open up the garage and get the MG out and put that up here and get this bad boy put away again. And for all of you OCD fiends, including my very good friend Ted, yay, we can start picking moss off the Triton green car. And there we are, safely delivered back into the garage. So that culminates this section of the restoration. Next will be getting it up in the air, getting the prop shaft off, remains of the exhaust system, the sound insulation pad in the transmission tunnel, then as close to reasonable clean off the underside of the car, and then seal up any seams, epoxy it, stone chip, and then the actual reassembly can go on. Interior bits like that, sunroof panel. And I just wanted to say a final thank you to anybody who came up on the weekend to say hello, look at the car and give me feedback on the YouTube channel. So I have prepared a list of people who I thought, you know, a lot of people came up and didn't give me their names, or they gave me their names and then I forgot to write it down or whatever, so please forgive me if I don't mention you. But yeah, thanks to everyone. Cheers then, bye.